Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We're gonna jump in the queue here, and since I'm playing in the middle of the day for a change, we'll run into a different crowd of people, different set of folks. Probably a lot of stronger players on right now, anyway, if I look at my friends list. So we'll probably get some challenging games, but who knows? Maybe there's more newcomers playing at this time as well. This game looks very sharp. Oh, wow, that would be... I don't know about that. Wait, what? We unclicked the Drake to click the grenade mech instead. Wouldn't you rather have 2 damage now and $1 than have 3 damage next turn? I think so. Like, especially because it kills a rhino, it means you don't have to worry about that damage. I mean, I don't know. I guess if the opponent clicks their rhino, then like this extra pressure is even harder for them to deal with, and maybe you conclude that they don't care about the 2 damage, the damage being now versus later. Then you're basically paying $1 for a pixie. That's interesting. It's homeless. Base +8, 60 seconds. There's some pretty big attackers here. 1 big defender. Frostrooter is kind of like a competent threat to the blue stuff. Like you tack it on to, say, Sinestras. But I still think there's enough defense here for blue to go high econ into... Well, is there though? Red already has access to a lot of good stuff, right? With Sinestra and Proto. It's almost as good as like Energy Matrix to be building a Proto every turn. So maybe you just don't want that. You want to get like red-green, get a Sinestra or 2. Probably just 1, to be honest. And then get Protos? I don't know. That seems a little too fast. It seems like that's going to have trouble getting enough damage to fight an Energy Matrix player. So I could try what I'm always talking about and like compromise by getting a turn 3 Blast Forge. You know, a compromise in between low econ Flame Animus, high econ Energy Matrix. I actually could go like turn 3 Conduit even to let me get some green on the way, because green is really good here. Maybe that's the thing to do, is turn 3 Conduit into turn 4 Blast Forge. It's pretty slow. But I think it's a better thing than trying to go like really fast, or like trying to go straight into drones, which I feel like could get punished by someone who like gets Sinestras and what are these called? Rooters. I've been looking at some of my old videos, and I just like constantly use the wrong words for things. I don't know how you guys keep up with me. Like I talk about Animus when I mean Conduit, and like I don't know, man. Green when I mean blue. I don't remember what other mistakes I've made. They're numerous, I'm sure. Oh right, splitter when like I meant wall or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's just go with this and see how this goes. It's a more natural line for player 2, obviously. But... Ooh, really? So this gets you a much faster Sinestra, I guess. Does it? But what's the... I don't... Maybe the idea is to get like 2 Sinestras in a row. Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. Maybe I'm just going too slow. But if he tries to do that, I think I'll have like enough that I can actually get an energy matrix while he's like sitting around on crummy stuff, maybe? What? Gauss Cannon? I'll happily get a wall against that instead of my Flame Animus. Maybe I don't even get Flame Animuses now? Actually, if I got a Gauss Cannon, it would be like doing something, right? He doesn't have an absorber and can't get one. It's not doing a lot, mind you, but it's doing something. I could like DDA2 next turn or something. That's illegal. DA2. But then I have like so much red. Why do I want all that red? I guess he's just going for Venges? No, that can't be right. He wouldn't get this Gauss Cannon then. I still think he wants Sinestras or Plasma Fires, but neither makes much sense. I mean, I could cut this, get a second Forge, 2 Flame Animuses, and 2 drones. Seems okay. And then I have easy access to Matrix when he decides to ramp up the pressure. Okay, he just wants to go Breach Proof. Interesting. Well, that's an easy Matrix, I guess. I guess I'm not getting any Flame Animuses. Something like this. Seven is just wall onto Matrix, so pretty sure I want a Sinestra here. Tarsier? Feels pretty bad to be wasting all this blue. I could get a Flame Animus, but I don't really think I want more than 2 red. Like, are Husks that amazing? They're okay. They actually are pretty good. But I think I'll be floating red anyway. Most turns. Yeah, I don't need more tech. I could just get a Rhino, to be honest. Like, get going on those drones of his, right? And then have some soak? That seems fine. Good. You like to see the green player buying engineers, because they don't like it. He's up to 9 damage now, which is a very comfortable energy matrix. Yeah, 9. He does have a lot of damage, though. This keeps that pressure going with rhinos, I think. Or not pressure so much as like generating my own soak. I assume he venges up here, which means he's not clicking any venge cannons, so... I don't know, is the extra damage really worth that much right now? 3, 4, 5... If I had 6 instead, would I be much happier? Maybe, but this is really more about the soak. What if I got a venge cannon? Maybe later. Why am I buying Matrix NG when I could buy Wall Wall? Is there a difference? I don't think so. I don't need to worry about granularity. I guess supplies for Matrix are a bit more of an issue, so let's do this. I don't know, maybe this Rhino wasn't so great because it's kind of doing nothing this turn. No, it's not. I was thinking like putting damage on this doesn't really matter because he'll just click a different one, but I still target this one down, right? I want to have 6 damage next turn to kill 3 Gauss charges and finish off the Venge. 8 damage ideally. That's a bit tough to come by for... well... now I have a bit more available next turn, right? No, I need to click this one. Ugh, this sucks. Yeah, I think I need to finish this off and then do 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. That's finishing this in 1 Gauss charge. Man, I really, really need a Venge Cannon. But I don't, right? I don't want more damage so much as I just want, like... I want a way to use my green, but pretty soon that'll be Force Fields. So, there you go. This hurts. But it seems to be going all right. I finally get a chance to use my green. Next turn, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage? Well, that is not enough. Can I fix that? I want more. I can buy another Venge. It's a little scary. But I think it's important to finish off another cannon, right? Now I have 3, 7, 8. I don't know, this might as well be a husk, although I don't think it makes a difference. I'd rather, in case somehow supplies matter, NG is better. Alright, things are looking good now. I have 7, 8 damage again. Any more I can add would be great, so that's like Rhino NG. Because it takes out a Gauss charge again. I think we have this game under control. I don't even need this Rhino. What do I get instead? Okay, well, I didn't think Venges would win, and I didn't even really consider them as a strategy, so I'm glad that I showed that they were wrong. But it was a bit of a close thing. Like, if you look at this graph, it's a bit scary, right? Like, the only real attacker I ever built was a Sinestra, right? Like, the other stuff is kind of junk. And then eventually a couple Venges, but... I don't know. This was sort of a more... I took a more reactive role here because what opponent was doing was A, surprising, and B, aggressive, right? Which I had planned, as I said, to go for like Flame Animus into Sinestras, which I think is the right idea here, but I just had to change my mind when I saw opponent's unusual approach, and it was kind of nice to not have committed myself to Third Engineer. Even though, like, I want a reasonable number of drones, and I have a big absorber, there's just a lot of attack going on in this set that you kind of want to get early, notably like Flame Animus. That was why I stayed a little bit lower. Having done so, I also appreciated having stayed lower when I saw what my opponent was doing. Which, like, I don't know, would this be... I think that what he's doing would have been better if I had gone Third Engineer. I don't know if it would have been good, but, like... Yes, I'd have more drones, it would be easier to get to Matrix, but... Venge All-In is kind of an econ strat, in a way, right? It's clearly it's like an aggressive kind of thing, but it sort of has its own scaling properties where you want to be left alone as long as you can so that you can drone up a bunch, econ, get conduits, and then all at once build just an overwhelming amount of attack. Dribbling out attackers is not something you like to do because they cost you so much. You sell your drones for them, and if those attackers get absorbed by a wall, you're pretty bummed. So for that reason, you typically want to just build up, build up, build up, build up, and then pull the trigger and go, like, snap everything at once is how people often play these kinds of things. And so that kind of build likes to be left alone. It doesn't like to be pressured with attackers. And so I was glad to have more tech and fewer drones so that I could, like, start actually attacking it at some point. I'm not sure about buying this stuff into my clearly possible energy matrix. I think it might be better to just build more drones, more conduits, and be satisfied that your one Gauss charge made me buy a wall instead of a Flame Animus. I have an okay follow-up to that, which is to buy 2 Flame Animuses, but he's now, like, destroyed 3 of his drones to do, you know, nothing. Make me buy a unit I was going to buy soon anyway. It's not nothing. It means I had to wait a while before buying attackers. But, you know, if I'd had to buy if I'd bought Flame Animuses instead of this Matrix, I wouldn't be attacking him as soon? I guess that's not true. I would still be making my first attack, like, on turn 8. But it would be 2 Flame Animuses instead of a Sinestra and a Rhino. So, like, you'd have less trouble defending your drones. I don't know. Maybe I could sneak in a splitter or something, but probably... Yeah, I probably could. I don't know. Maybe it's sort of a wash, but, like, it feels pretty good getting to build this energy matrix against exactly 4. So if he was going to do this, maybe he could have cut the Gauss cannon so that I have a choice between losing 1 NG and not building Matrix, or building 1 Matrix and only getting 3 Absorb. I'm not sure. You could get more green that way. But as things went, it was pretty clear to me that I needed to start getting attack. Else he just threatens to scale sort of out of control. So the Animus seems pretty natural. What did I do? I spent no blue this turn. That's right. This was a big decision point for me. I think the Sinestra is very clear. Like, it's a super efficient attacker, makes use of the green that I'm like otherwise wasting. I don't know. You could get a Plasma Fire, but I don't think that's the right idea against Venges. You want sustain because they're going to drag the game out, and they're happier if it goes long because they have a ton of health. Well, I don't know if I should say they're happier when the game goes long, but they're happier if it's higher pressure because they're very resilient to pressure and the blue player is not. That's why I don't like Plasma Fire so much as Sinestro. Plus, like, I don't know. This is kind of like turning a drone per turn into a Gauss charge compared to Sinestra if you assume you already have the red or the blue. And that's like a pretty bad deal, especially against Venges. Given that I was floating tech, I think Sinestra was clearly right here. But what to build to go with it is a big decision, and I don't really know. I went with Rhino. Tarsier could have been good. Maybe even Flame Animus could have been good. I don't think there were a lot of turns where I ended up needing more red, so I think I was right to choose Rhino. And I really appreciated the soak I got out of my Rhinos. It was so good. Plus the extra pressure. Tarsier just would have, like, I don't know, taken a while. This turn seems weird. Like, I guess I was just greeting out one more Tarsier to try to have more than 3 permanent damage. That seems reasonable, I guess. And then just keep the Rhino train going. But then I realized, like, it's kind of a bummer to, I don't know, this damage was a little bit wasted. No, it wasn't, because I focused this one down. If I could have done a substantially smaller amount of damage without wasting any, that would have been nice. Like if I had Thermite cores or something this turn, I would be clicking them for sure. If I had 3 Thermite cores, I'd be thrilled, because I could delay... Think of it like, okay, I want to deal a bunch of damage to Venge Cannons. That much is obvious. Like, I have no other choice. But I would rather choose which Venge Cannon to attack after he chooses which Venge Cannon to click. By attacking first, I sort of give him clicks for free, because he knows I won't be attacking that Venge Cannon, right? I'll be attacking this one. If I could somehow store up my attack and then use it later, I could get my first Venge Cannon kill more cheaply. Would be nice, right? But I couldn't really do that, and so I ended up actually like just clicking all the Rhinos. And just killing what Gauss charges I could. Oh yeah, what a nice turn to finally get that Venge Cannon in. It's sort of surprising to me, like, I don't know. It feels like as the high econ player you don't want a Venge Cannon, right? Your job is to outlive all these Gauss charges and gradually chip them down. Why would you sell 3 drones? Well, because damage matters, that's why. At this point, when I'm like working on Venge Cannons and getting a kill on one every turn, which I just barely am, by the way, here, every 2 damage I deal is like 2 health, right? Getting this Venge Cannon, like, Okay, on a turn when you're exactly killing an enemy Avenge Cannon, it's not quite, the math doesn't work out that way. But if you suppose that I'm like killing a Gauss Cannon and have Avenge Cannon and have some damage left over, like using it to kill Gauss charges is great. Maybe what I mean to say is, this extra 2 damage that Avenge Cannon produces, I always have the option, if I need to, of killing Gauss charges with that damage. In addition to whatever damage I would be putting on Avenge Cannon, I can kill some Gauss charges. And if I choose to do that, then the 3 drones that I sold are sort of producing for me 2 health. Which is great, right? That's way better than producing $3. I can't turn dollars into health that effectively, much less prompt health. Although with Husk you get kind of close. And so these drones are actually doing a better job of defending me by becoming attackers than they would be by just like building defenses. And at this point the game is sort of under control, it's over. I'm building up attack gradually and the rhinos are continuing to do a great job of soaking. Yeah, so I don't know. It's useful to be able to defend venge rushes, right? Because if you can't, people will just venge rush you and then win. But I don't think this is the right set for a venge rush. There's not really any support for it, and there is pretty good support for the other approaches, right? Matrix especially. Husk is better than you might think, and having like the option to buy one really great attacker with your green like I did helps a lot as well. Right, Sinestra is sort of support for a non-breach-proof strategy because it's such a good unit and you can't buy it when you're breach-proof, but you can when you're not, right? So I don't know. I kind of expected this game to go in a different direction, as I said, of like Sinestra's and Flame Animus's behind a Matrix, and my question was more like whether Sinestra and Frostbrooder can beat that. Sinestra Brooder, like just red-green. Sinestra Brooder Proto also seems like a pretty good strat. Which, I forget what I was planning to do. Was I planning to get to Matrix or just stick on Proto? I don't remember, to be honest. But I think those are the 2 most compelling strategies here to me. Anyway, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.